relaxed.
In a recent interview with a senior colleague, Bonimoa, you highlighted a very disturbing situation about the challenges that the people are facing because of the insecurity prevailing. And earlier you talked about the difficulties of moving from one part of the region to another, some roads that are not usable. And you highlighted notably the case of the Bamenda Road. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, you know, as a pastor, I move around the region quite often. And insecurity does not stop us from doing our pastoral work, because the life we have chosen is one that anywhere death meets you, you just go. And this is what is motivating us to be going around. I can say that I'm one of the only few people who can move around. It is not because it is easy. It is not because I have an understanding with anybody, but it is because I know that at any point in time, my life and my blood can be spilled out for the sake of my people. But I will not try to preserve my life and let my people suffer. And therefore, I've been going around. And one of the things I would like to say to you here is that, you know, when we go around, we evaluate a lot of things. I mentioned to your colleague, your senior colleague, Mr. Bonimoa, because he asked me about the road to Womb. I explained this in Womb when I reached Womb. I said the road from my house here, where you and me are sitting, to the parish house in Womb is 68 kilometers. 68. But you cannot do this in less than 4 hours. It's unimaginable that you do 68 kilometers in 4 hours. I'm saying not less than 4 hours, which means that it could be 5 or 6 or 7. And my parish priest of Holy Trinity Womb will tell you that he has slept on the road many times. They leave and they start going and they get stuck on the way and they cannot reach Womb and they sleep on the road.
What makes the journey so long?
The roads are horrible. The roads are impassable and impossible. So when you go, you cannot drive more than 30 kilometers an hour because they are all gullies and trenches and all kinds of things. I don't think that road has been well touched or touched for the past couple of years. And every rainy season comes and the dry season comes and we have to manage with the road as it is like that. And it is very bad. That is not the only road we are crying about. If you live here to go to Mbengwi, for example, the road to Mbengwi is impossible. But when you go to Mbengwi, now the boys for the past 4 years announced that nobody should use the road to Mbengwi. Till you and me are sitting like this, the main road to Mbengwi is blocked. Not that there is any block there, but instructions have been passed out that nobody uses that road and nobody is using it. When we go to Mbengwi, we go to Bali and enter the bush from Bali, pass through people's farms and come out somewhere there in Gembo and then go down to Mbengwi. And those roads we are using in the bush are horrible, horrible, impossible roads. Last 3 days ago, I was in Ndop. From Sabga to Ndop. That too is another nightmare. So what are we talking about? So it is not just the matter of the road to Womb. Some of the major roads which our people use is impossible. And these are not things that anybody is quarreling. You can go and verify.
And because of the insecurity, it is definitely difficult to go walking there. I mean, grading the road, improving on the state of the road.
You see, one of the things the government has the onus to do is to take their responsibility. Not to do the road because of insecurity is to say that they have surrendered to the separatists. You cannot surrender when you are in charge of the country. Do the roads. That shows that you are in charge. If you are no longer in charge, then what are you doing there?
Some contractors have seen their equipments burned.
Yes, that is because contractors go into the field without making adequate negotiation with security. Contractors cannot function independent of state security. State security should protect those contractors who are doing those works. And if they don't see the state security to guarantee that, then they are in problems. It can be done, Mr. Babila.
All right, tell us about the cost.
From Bamenda to Womb is 20,000. From Womb back to Bamenda is another 20,000. Therefore, 40,000 per person for a trip to and fro. If you cannot, and you don't want to, you look for somebody and double on the bike. And in that way, both of you pay 10,000. But imagine the inconvenience of jumping in those holes and in those trenches with another person on the bike. It is not an easy thing. That is very, very difficult. There was a little discussion the other day and a controversy about what the moderator said during the Grand National Dialogue Follow-up Committee meeting to the Minister of Public Works about the Benakuma, Balin, Bauru, Akwaya, Nigeria Highway, Nigeria Road. You see, one of the things about this is that we are on the field. You cannot sit in Yaoundé and you understand what is happening in Bauru. I know Bauru, I've been to Bauru many times. The problem is that we cannot also rely on people, interested parties. If the Minister of Public Works calls me and says, Bishop, just check if the road Benakuma, Bauru, Balin, Akwaya, Nigeria is done, I'll give him the result in 5 minutes, and it will be exact. It will be exact. So to depend on information that can be truncated does not help our country. I don't know whether this is true, we are still verifying, that for the past years, every year, a contractor is taking the contract to do the road to Womb. The man should be arrested, because I can testify that the road to Womb has not been touched. Ask the military men. The military men in Womb will tell you that from time to time, they are the ones who go around scraping the mud and the stones to make it possible for them to pass even with their own military vehicles. And then we, the civilians, will profit from that. The road is not done.
What is the state of that road?
The road is as bad itself. I can say this to you. I have a police station in Benakuma. They have done, between Befang and Benakuma, there's a little kind of grading going on within this last week. But from Bauru, going up, cross the Katsina Allah, and going up to Balin, there is nothing happening there. When you go to Balin, you climb up to Mavas. Absolutely nothing. The road is as bad itself. And if somebody has taken money for that road, the person should be held accountable.
Let's proceed to get into